every player that was on the Bulls previously and left the team has become like great pieces on decent teams. Prove
So
me
what you're
wrong.
saying is when Patrick Williams gets on a contender, he actually will be the next Kawhi.
Yes, yes, bro.
There
That's
we
Dude,
go.
exactly what I've been saying the entire
that's
2025 season, bro.
There we
I
go.
I
I want
wanted
him on
to.
the Celtics because I know that when he gets there, he'll be such a good fit and such a good piece, and he'll actually be good. That's the
I,
promise you get with the players from the Bulls.
I wanted to cut you
Interesting.
off so bad, but you were cooking. It's like, yeah, you are right. When players leave the Bulls, they become good. Campaign even became good when he left the Bulls. But like Patrick Williams, I'm so sure that no matter what team he goes to, he'll be the exact same. I'm so sure of it. There's no helping this man.
GMLB family, welcome back to another episode of Good Morning Let's Basketball. I am your host, Mike Miles. Below me, that's Big Macedonia and GMLB's chief of security from the island of relevancy. That's main event Kev. Kev, what's up?
You heard it. What's up, man?
Dang, short intro today. All right. On my right, that's the founder and the brains of the operation. That's Vic. Vic, what's up?
How we doing, fellas?
We're doing good. I'll answer for the group. And finally, last time, a year ago today, we said 50 likes for a hoop venue return. We got 46. So, making his GMLB return. Welcome back, hoop venue. Hoop venue, what's going on?
Man, I appreciate you having me. I didn't know it was exactly a year. That's crazy timing. Was that
Yeah.
was that intentional? It had to be, right? Like,
I only know because it was my mom's birthday. And last
oh,
year I was like, Mom, I know it's your birthday, but I got to go film a podcast. It's
that's
the same
crazy. Hey,
thing this
well,
year.
happy birthday. Happy birthday to your mom, man. I'm glad to be. This is like we do it for her birthday. We celebrate. I come on the
Yeah.
podcast, we chop it up, yap a little bit. It's for the birthday. But yeah,
Exactly.
appreciate you guys having me again, man. I'm excited.
Thanks for coming back
Bro,
on, man.
yes, we
Of
appreciate you
course.
coming back. Plug your stuff. Plug your stuff, Hoop Venue. We'll refer to you as Tyler from now on.
Yeah,
Just wanted to say Hoop Venue for the channel there so people can find you. But go ahead and plug your stuff,
Uh,
man.
no, you did the platforms for me. Hoop venue on all platforms. Not much else to say. I'm in a little bit of a content hiatus at the moment. That's because I'm working ahead on a big off-season project, which will be here mid-September. But yeah, hoop venue all platforms. Find my content.
There we go. There we go. And we look forward to discussing hoops with the hoop man himself, Hoop Venue. So today, GMLB family, we got three topics planned. The first one is we're going to talk about NBA sophomores for this upcoming season. We're going to decide who's gonna really have their breakout, who's going to hit that sophomore slump. After that, we're going to go into the best and worst off seasons that we've seen so far. It's not totally over yet. Stuff still could happen, but it's mostly over. And after that, we're gonna challenge Hoop Venue with the NBA Guess Who. We're gonna see if he knows his stuff. It will be a team effort, but we'll see if he knows his stuff. But let's get right into topic one. The NBA is full of rising stars, and after a surprisingly talented rookie class last year, it's time for GMLB and Tyler to discuss which players will have their sophomore breakouts and which players will hit their sophomore slumps. So, fellas, who do we want to start with? We got a list of 10 names here. We don't have to touch on all of them, but we could touch on the big ones. If we get to all of them, we get to all of them. Who are we starting with here?
Was gonna say you kind of hit it on the head with surprisingly talented. Kind of looking at this list, I was like, oh, this draft class wasn't as booty as I thought. But the name that kind of stuck out to me in the beginning was like Jared McCain. I mean, he got off to such a great start in the beginning of his rookie year, scored 30. I was like, oh, good for him. And then he did it the very next game. And I think he did it three times in a row. And I was like, oh, wow, he's adjusting incredibly well. But that's what you get with the whole team missing. And that's what it's going to take for the Sixers to be good again, is have this rookie probably take over a little and do some 30-point games. So Jared McCain is probably going to be my guy that I would put first. But also, Risa Shea looked like he was getting the hang of it too towards the end. So I think he could have a pretty big year.
Yeah,
Did you?
I love the Jared McCain. Dude, Jared McCain, like it's rare for a rookie to have that level of just feel for the game, like always knowing where to be, when to be there in the right spot on offense. And the thing I especially like about McCain is that he has the type of game that you'd expect to get better and better the more you put talent around him because of the way he moves without the ball, because of the shooting talent, because of the quick decision making. Yeah, McCain kind of has that like unteachable feel for the game and just natural, like I know what to do on the court to impact every possession that every team would be salivating at having. So I definitely think McCain's the type of guy that like started to break out, had the injury, should pick up right where he left off, and that backcourt with him and Maxey, kind of small, but like offensive talent wise, crazy two-man pairing.
Yeah, that was an incredible run he had before the injury. But I do have one question. Kevin, did you just pick him because he went to Duke? Be honest with me.
See, I did think about that. I knew someone was going to bring it up. A lot of the Duke guys, I don't want to say a lot of the Duke guys because a lot of them do go to the NBA. So it's more likely that they're probably going to have a lot of guys that don't shake out. Jabari Parker, specifically. I'm singling him out there. But to be honest, I didn't think he was going to be all that when he got to the league. I can admit when I think a Duke player isn't going to be that great. I thought it might take him a couple years. He could be decent, but big surprise because going out initially, I didn't think he was going to play many minutes in the beginning of his career.
Mm. Hmm. Vic, what do you think?
Yeah, I think he definitely surprised a lot of people. And one thing I do like about him is I think his ability to like watch and learn from a lot of the NBA players is we saw him he was like on the sidelines watching how Steph warmed up and stuff. That video went viral. I think he's gonna be one of those players that took that season where he had an injury and then he's gonna learn a lot through that process of rehabbing and then learning how to be an NBA player, and then you're gonna see him bounce back here too, and he's gonna be really good for the 76ers. I like how the 76ers have been drafting. I feel like they've been hitting a lot on their picks. I'm excited for him. VJ Edgecombe. I think VJ Edgecombe's gonna be a beast as well.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think if we're done talking about McCain, Ricochet, another great mention. I think he's another guy like McCain where you expect his game to kind of improve with more talent on the roster because he's kind of like a complementary. He's got a lot of talent as like a dynamic off-ball scorer, coming off screens, playing off the catch, cutting, big above the rim finisher. So I think Atlanta kind of strengthening the roster a little bit throughout this offseason should mean Ricochet just gets more opportunities, more easier stuff created for him. So I expect him to have another decent year. The main guy though for me was Donovan Clingan. Um,
Mm.
because when Aiton got hurt last season, and I think he only played 10 games over the second half of the season, the Blazers very quietly through the last 41 games had the second best defense in the NBA. And that was primarily Donovan Clingan's coming into the starting lineup. And then you get these jumbo lineups of Tumani Kamara, who made the all defensive team, Denny Avdi, another big forward, Jeremy Grant, a big forward, and then Clingan holding it down in the middle. Now that Aiton's out of the picture, Clingan is going to be the full time starting five. And then you got, of course, Yang Hansen coming in as well. Um, as a rookie, Clingan was already one of the best defensive bigs in the league. He's not super quick on his feet. He's not going to give you that switch ability. But just in terms of I'm going to get in drop coverage, I'm going to hold down the paint, I'm going to be in the right spot positionally, one of the best rim protectors in the league. And really the only thing is cleaning up some of the fouls. That was kind of the only thing holding him back from playing 30 minutes a game was he would get into foul trouble really quick, pick up 4 or 5 fouls in 25 minutes. And if he just cleans up some of those errors, immediate all defensive caliber big for a team that had a really good defense over the second half of the season. So I think him coming in as a full-time starting five, Portland starting to kind of pick a direction with where they want to go with their young core. I think Klingen's a guy who's primed for a big season.
Ideally, with the foul cleanup too, that should just come with age. Completely
Exactly.
different game compared to what he was used to and his role at UConn. I'm not gonna lie though, Klingan was another guy I wasn't too excited about when he got to the league. I was like, I don't know, he seems a little heavy-footed, like he's playing with Tim's on. I wasn't too sure how his athletically how well his game would kind of transfer over, but he did do pretty well. Not to bypass him too much, but we cannot forget to mention the rookie of the year. of last season, Mr. Castle, who we've touched on a lot the past couple of weeks, so we don't have to touch on him too lot a whole now, or touch on him a whole lot right now. But
What?
I think he's destined for a big year too.
Touch on a two-lot hole now. Touch on a two. That was kind of a bar. That was kind of a bar. I'm not gonna lie.
That went over my head. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, did I like stutter or something?
Here's a question, Tyler. How do you think we've been debating on this podcast for the past a few weeks, few episodes? How do you think that Harper is going to fit with Castle? Like what? And then you have Vassell in there as well. What do you think the backcourt is going to look like for the Spurs?
The really interesting thing is they just paid De'Aaron Fox a hefty amount of money. So it's kind of like, okay, Fox is our right now point guard. How does everything else kind of shape into that? I think right away from day one, what I would expect to see is Fox and Castle as your starting backcourt, the 1 and 2. I think Castle's size and athleticism and just ability to explode off the catch is a really just valuable piece to what the Spurs are trying to do. Like Castle had some special like statistical indicators in terms of how often he got to the rim as a rookie, like up there in terms of like John Morant, Westbrook, D Rose, like those are the types of player, like so I think that's the type of progression you want moving forward. It's like Fox and Wemby is going to be your go-to kind of pick and roll action, but then it's like outside of that, you don't want to have this vanilla offense where you just got a bunch of spot up shooters. You need that guy on the wing in Castle to slash into the defense, create more havoc on the second side. And I think Castle and Fox should blend together really well. Harper's the interesting one because he kind of seems to me, I don't go too in depth on prospects. I kind of like get a lot of my first looks on these guys when they're in the NBA. But from what I've gathered on Harper, he seems to be a little bit of a tweener in that he is a lead point guard, but also can be an off guard. And that's what's interesting because I do think he's going to be the sixth man and he'll kind of play with both and kind of shift between roles. So it's like when he's with Castle, we're going to see more of Harper's the point guard, Castle's that off guard, and our bigger wing kind of player. But then when it's Fox, it's now Harper's the off guard. Fox is still the lead ball handler. And I do think moving forward, it'll be good for both Castle and Harper's progression to play with someone like Fox, who came into the league as somewhat of a raw /first athlete, who then built around that, became a great mid-range scorer, sharpened up his handle, became a great playmaker, all those things. So I do think that's a good veteran presence. Vassell kind of, to me, seems like the square peg trying to fit into a round hole because like he ideally is a 2, but like I do think the other 3 just clearly project better moving forward. So I don't really know what you do with Vassell because it's not like he brings that complementary playmaking or defense. He's more of like a scorer shooter type that I don't really necessarily think they need.
Yeah. Are you surprised that he's still on the roster at this point in time?
I'm not necessarily surprised just because I don't think the right move has they should go in instead of Vassell. Also, it's like the fact that they didn't know they were going to get the number 2 pick and get Dylan Harper, and maybe Vassell would be a better fit as the 6th man if they didn't have Dylan Harper coming in. But yeah, I've been saying for a year now, like the Spurs ideal, what they're missing is a Scotty Barnes type, like big forward connector. So once one of those becomes available, that's the package I would try to get. I mean, obviously maybe not to the level of Scotty Barnes, but like the archetype of player like the Aaron Gordon, the big just kind of connective forward, I think is what they're missing now. But yeah, Spurs are cooking. Like outside of just the Castle Harper stuff, Spurs have been cooking.
I did say a couple weeks ago the Spurs are just missing that prototype. I was more so on the wave of Jalen Johnson, which was definitely overshooting. So now hearing a more logical answer like Aaron Gordon or like you said, kind of like Scotty Barnes-esque, I was like, yeah, that does make a lot more sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Jalen Johnson's the guy I was thinking of though. Like when I talk about like a big do-it-all connected forward.
Exactly. I don't know how they'd get him over there though, especially with Atlanta.
my thing was like, is Jeremy Sohan not that guy? Can he?
Nope.
Are we sold on Jeremy Sohan just not being that guy? Like, there's
Not-
no upside.
not
he
to
can't
be-
even be half of it.
Not to be the prototype me and Tyler we're talking about here. I don't think so. Because man, there's a lot of other things he can do for sure for them, but I don't know if he can be I don't think he's that missing piece that could put him over the edge to like throw him in there and kind of be like, all right, we need this from you now. You've never done it before in your life, but you know, miracles happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say they actually have like 5 point guards on the roster if you
Yeah,
include them. If you include
Yeah.
Oh,
Sohan.
I forgot about that. That one season he played point guard.
crazy.
Yeah. All right. So what about here's one that I haven't heard anyone talk about. What's the deal with Topic? Okay. I have seen some stuff on Topic. Some of it is really good. Some of it is like this guy's a mid pack. There's a nothing burger in Nikola Topic. What's the deal? Whoever wants to start, I don't care, but someone fill me in because I don't know anything about the guy. So I'll be transparent.
I'll just say this really quickly. Honestly, I can't give you whole great of an answer just because I haven't seen the guy play ball much. Like he came in as like a big name. It's like, wow, the Thunder had all these picks and they ended up getting this guy. Didn't really see him play a whole lot. I personally didn't see him play at all the past NBA season. I believe he got a couple runs in at the summer league. Again, didn't catch it. So I know that he's kind of like the hidden piece in the bench of like, all right, when it comes time to we can't pay all these people, he's going to step up and be the really good guy, not making a lot of money. Kind of like Isaiah Joe and some of those other guys right now. So I don't know. I really need to see this guy play a little bit more.
Yeah, with you and a similar kind of like I need to see more NBA level reps. We just haven't really seen it from him. From what I have kind of gathered in terms of like I'm pretty close with a lot of big draft people and they crunch a lot of film and stuff, and I kind of learn from them a lot. From what I've kind of gathered and from what the little we saw in the summer league and stuff, Topic is one of those kind of a lot of people make the Josh Giddey comparison in terms of just like this big jumbo pass first kind of big creator that projects like if the jump shot comes around or if the handle tightens up. Now we're talking about just like a big offensive centerpiece who can really push pace and get everyone involved on offense. To me, that's kind of the selling point with Topic, it seems like, is just kind of what we talked about with McCain and just feel for the game. It's something you can't really teach. Like Topic knows where to be, when to be there, what type of reads to make with the ball. Um, from what I've seen, he does seem like, just sticking with the Giddey comparison, he does seem like a much more advanced driver in the half court. Like more comfortable taking extra dribbles closer to the paint, probably will get to the rim a little bit better, maybe a better finisher, better touch around the basket. So I guess from what I've heard, like again, I haven't watched too much. If you get like some version of OKC's Josh Giddey, but just like more of a threat to score in the half court and just more dynamic of a ball handler, maybe that's the selling point. I don't know much about his defense. My only question is like, where are the developmental minutes going to come on a team that's probably going to be another 70-win threat? Like,
That's
okay, it's easy to forget that OKC won 68 games with half their roster missing half the season. Like,
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
exactly
they
what I've been thinking too, is because there's been a lot of hype of him when he came into the league, and then this past summer just been cooking up with summer league and everything. And it's just like, how are you going to fit him into these minutes when this team just won a championship? A lot of these guys played big roles on the team, and where are they going to find minutes from is going to be interesting. I'm sure there's going to be maybe an injury or something that happens over the course of the season that where he can fit in, but it'll be interesting for sure.
one
yeah,
thing I will
they
say is like, and not to keep harping on this Topic point, I do think one thing that stood out when I did watch him briefly was like really good at kind of maneuvering off of ball screens, like high pick and roll, kind of knows where to put his body to trap defenders and get to his spots. And like Isaiah Hartenstein's one of the best screeners on the planet. So I do think if you're going to develop him, like having someone like iHeart to kind of build that two-man chemistry with, and then of course all of the scoring weapons in OKC, I wouldn't be surprised if they do reduce the minutes just throughout the 82 game season of guys like Lou Dort, Case and Wallace Caruso to try and fit those developmental reps in because they're going to win. They're going to be the one seed regardless, unless something crazy happens.
True.
Yeah, those Dylan Jones minutes are wide open, fellas. Don't forget. Those are his for the taking if he's got game like that.
I was gonna piggyback kind of off that too. Like you guys saying like the type of player that is being able to push the offense, being able to take extra dribbles comfortably. Like, do the Thunder almost need that in a way from him? Like just where they are at right now with their current roster. But then you mentioned kind of decreasing the minutes of some players. We already kind of saw that with Isaiah Joe. got pretty like a healthy amount of minutes throughout the entire season, was so good for them. But then during the playoffs and especially in the finals, we didn't really see a whole lot from him. So I could definitely see Nikola Topic kind of hopping in that role into the regular season and then hopefully playing a little bit more in the playoffs because people talk highly of this guy. I really do want to see it. And if he's just this absolute hidden gem on the Oklahoma City Thunder bench, it would just make sense with everything they've just been doing the past 5 years and the amount of draft picks they have coming in, just the current sixth graders in the world right now salivating out the mouth like, damn, I can be on the Thunder.
Yeah. And that's a great point too, because if you wanted to point to one weakness, like OKC obviously just had one of the greatest seasons ever, but if you wanted to point to like maybe this is the flaw teams will try to poke at, it's that there is somewhat of an over reliance on Shea at times to create all of the offense. Like I think the Denver series is the best example of that. Shea had to create literally everything, and Topic's best skill seems to be the playmaking. So it's like if he can step in and be just a really good playmaker from day one, like a lot of people seem to think he can be, that might be what OKC needs, taking some of that pressure off of Shea, someone else to create offense.
Yeah, yeah. So, Tyler, who on this list, and I'll read the list real quick because there are some players we haven't covered. We got Reed Shepherd, Stephon Castle, Zachary Reese-Shea, Jared McCain, Jalen Wells, Khalil Ware, Alex Sarr, Donovan Clingan, Montez Buzelis, Nikola Topic. Who is prepared to have the best sophomore season and who is prepared to have the worst sophomore slump, in your opinion?
Ooh, so I'll start with the worst. I don't necessarily think any of these players are going to have bad seasons. I'll just stick with three names come to mind in terms of who could have a slump, I guess. Jalen Wells is the first one. And the only question I have with him is like, how much room is there for immediate growth in his game? He stepped into the Grizzlies. He was a full-time starter up until his injury, was like their full court press ball hawk kind of Avery Bradley role type of guy. And I don't really see a way with the way Memphis is built for him to just like take another step forward this year. I kind of think it'll be the same thing. So I will say like not a slump, but just like not much room for growth right now. I think Jalen Wells will kind of have the same season. Reed Shepherd is another guy that I kind of look at and I question just because with the way Houston's built their roster out this offseason, I don't know if there's room for him to really get those developmental reps. Shepherd is someone who out of college projected to be this ridiculous shooter, playmaker, defensive playmaker, type of just hybrid player, but we haven't seen that translate to consistent NBA minutes yet. And like I said, now that you got the selling point with him getting in the rotation last year would have been, we need more shooting. We need more offensive punch, but you bring in KD, you bring in Finney-Smith, you start to bring in these offensive pieces and it's like, well, maybe Shepherd now doesn't need to play minutes. So that's the only question I have with Shepherd is there going to be room in the rotation? The other guy is Alex Sarr. Had some nice flashes of rim protection, short roll playmaking, interesting stuff. The Wizards just simply like their entire roster is basically at this point just raw 21-year-olds. And so I don't know. Again, I don't think this is the ideal spot yet for Alex Sarr to really take a jump. I think he'll just continue showing those flashes of what he can be. But I don't really think he's in a position right now where it's like we're going to see the leap from Alex Sarr.
Here's a follow-up. Is Chris Middleton about to be the best NBA veteran of all time in that Wizards locker room?
Easily. Shout out Chris Middleton, man. I love Chris Middleton.
Oh no, man. They had that Michael Jordan guy play over there a couple years back.
And Kuzma.
Back in the Wizards. And
Kuzma.
They did have Kuzma. But no, I definitely like the Reed Shepherd pick simply because of just like how much is this guy actually going to play. I mean, he looked so good in G League already pulling logo threes. I feel like he definitely could play on this team, but I don't know. Drake's doing him pretty good right now.
What's the deal with Montez Buzelis? That's my pick for the sophomore slump. And there's one reason why. It's because that dunk contest was trash, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Dude.
That's the only reason. It was trash.
Crazy.
And the Bulls have the worst player development in the entire league. Prove me wrong. Give me a worse
They
team.
have the worst everything right now.
Every player that was on the Bulls previously and left the team has become like great pieces on decent teams.
So what you're saying is when Patrick Williams gets on a contender, he actually will be the next Kawhi.
Yes, bro.
There
That's
we go.
exactly what I've been saying the entire
That's-
2025 season, bro.
There we go.
I want him on the Celtics because I know that when he gets there, he'll be such a good fit and such a good piece, and he'll actually be good. That's the promise you get with the players from the Bulls.
I wanted to cut you off so bad, but you were cooking. It's like, yeah, you are right. When players leave the Bulls, they become good. Campaign even became good when he left the Bulls. But like Patrick Williams, I'm so sure that no matter what team he goes to, he'll be the exact same. I'm so sure of it. There's no helping this man.
Yeah, that's what they said about. They said that about Lowry. They said that about Wendell Carter Jr. It just keeps happening, bro.
The Patrick Williams thing is so interesting to me though, because like I don't even think he's a bad player. Like I think he's a solid player. The problem is he hasn't progressed. Like, dude, if you've never watched him and you just look at his box score, it's the exact same stat line every single year since the moment he was drafted.
It's true. He also just doesn't look better when he's out on the floor.
Yeah,
he still looks like a rookie
same player.
sometimes.
Yeah,
that's what I've said. This guy has not progressed one bit. I'm in fourth pick in the draft. Let's take the sixth man out of Florida State. But if I had to say, like, if I had to pick one name to be like the biggest sophomore, to have the best sophomore season, yeah, I'm gonna want it to be Matas. Obviously, do I think it's gonna happen? No. But if you want any rookie on the Celtics, Sar would be pretty nice over there.
Oh, bro,
Sar would be pretty cool.
We got Hugo Gonzalez over here now.
Charles
Never
Bassey.
Heard of the guy. Charles Bassey.
Yeah, Charles Bassey, actually.
Hey, the Buzelis thing though, like the Buzelis thing's interesting because I do think he's another guy who projects to be an off-ball weapon. Really high feel as a cutter, good athletic tools. Kind of like has that weird freaky bounce where he kind of just glides. His movement patterns is the word I'll use. The way he moves around the court screams like there's something there. He's just kind of just looks like an NBA player immediately. And what's interesting is like I do think the one thing the Bulls have done right is they have even if it hasn't shaped up to be a cohesive unit, I do think for a guy like Buzelis, who projects to be an off-ball player, having all these playmakers and decision makers to put him in a spot to succeed should be decent for his development at the very least.
We'll see. The Bulls also do have the injury curse when it comes to like a player that does show promise.
That too.
So let's hope it doesn't happen with this guy. But yeah, watching him last year, he did have that game where he hit every single shot. If only he had taken like 30 shots that game and hit all of them, then I would have been super excited for it. But I did think last year, like he did, like there was those flashes, but I feel like he moves a little awkward. I don't know why. I don't know if it's kind of just like a body thing, like physicality, still being kind of like that skinny kid, but
could be.
We'll see.
Yeah. Also, like Billy Donovan wasn't playing him at the beginning of the season too, so at least he came around. I don't know if that has to do with like moves being made at the deadline or whatever happened, but
I think they were starting him over Pat Williams. I think that's when that started happening.
Yeah,
and it was much needed.
Say makes sense.
All right, let's transition here. I'm done talking about these guys, bro. We need to talk about whole teams here. All right, the NBA season. It's been a fun one this summer. We have some new faces in new places. All right. Some teams reloaded their rosters and are prepared to take on next season. Some franchises got a lot worse. Some didn't make any moves. So, fellas, let's go ahead. Let's grade off seasons for some teams here. First off, I want to start with this. Was there a worse off season than the Toronto Raptors? Yes or no?
I don't know, dude. Bringing back Garrett Temple and the other guy they got seemed pretty good. Who else did they get?
They extended Jakob Poeltl, or re-signed.
And they signed Sandro from the Spurs. I don't know how to say his last name. Mamu.
Yeah,
he's pretty good. He's all right. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's decent. He's
pretty
decent.
Cool. Raptors were on my short list of worst off seasons. I had four teams. I couldn't rank them 1 through 4. I'll just give you the 4. Raptors were on that list. The Bulls were on that list. Of course.
What's new? What's new?
The Bulls were on that list, of course. This is the what are we doing? The Warriors, I don't know what they just decided to not do anything because of the Kuminga stuff, and then it comes out they're going to re-sign Kuminga. What are they doing? And then the Kings were on my list as well because what are we doing? What are we doing? What is Sacramento? What's the vision?
I think they slowly want to merger with the Chicago Bulls and just become one team. And that opens up another team
Ooh.
for the expansion.
Ooh, here's a good thought exercise. If you combined the Kings and the Bulls, how many games would they win this year?
They could break 500.
They could.
They could break 500. But yeah, I do like the list, but you missed the Clippers for the sole fact of getting Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
I've expressed my
I like
opinions
the
on Bradley
Clippers.
Beal.
I like the Clippers offseason. Not just because of Bradley Beal. I think they addressed their biggest problem with Denver was athleticism in the paint. When Zoo was occupied with Jokic, they had no way of stopping Aaron Gordon, Westbrook, those guys from just getting dunks and layups every possession. And I do think bringing in immediately John Collins and Brook Lopez just getting a lot bigger. I think that's actually kind of a hit for them. Not necessarily the Beal and Chris Paul stuff. I'm not huge about that. I think the interesting thing with the Clippers now though is, are we going to see Lopez and Zubats ever on the floor together? That because double big has kind of been like double bigs have kind of been the new trend. I mean, we saw Şengün and Adams were really dominant last season. So it's like, I wonder if we'll see, because Lopez has that floor spacing ability. That could get interesting, I think.
Bro slept on Cornette and Porzingis. Bro, were you just gonna act like that didn't happen? Like,
Cornette,
come on, bro.
What about Cornette Wemby? Cornette Wemby's on the way now.
I don't know, dude. Cornette Porzingis just didn't happen a whole lot. I wish I saw it more because when Porzingis played game 1 in the finals, he looked like God. But yeah, dude, it sucks because the Clippers were so close to getting Denver last year. In a way, I almost wanted them because like I had a take of they could be a dark horse team to make the finals. I try to guess it every year.
I was with you. I said they had the best chance of beating OKC in the West.
I saw game 1 and I was like, oh, they're beating Denver. I can't even remember if they won game 1 or not, but I just loved what I saw. They scored like the first 10 points, just easy baskets, Zubas just feeding the back cut. And I was like, oh, this is wraps.
Yeah, that was a really good series overall. But one thing I wanted to ask you, what was your thoughts on the Clippers trading away Norman Powell?
I think it made sense. I don't necessarily think they needed to do it, but Norman Powell was kind of like, I don't want to say one-dimensional, but he's a very, like, you kind of have to run action for Norman Powell for him to be maximized. You got to run a lot of off-screen stuff. And I think that's why he looked really, really good when Kawhi wasn't in the lineup. Because when Harden was handling the ball, it was a lot of pick and roll with Zubats. But then it was like, okay, our second action is going to be, let's get Norman Powell off of a curl screen. He's got that slash and splash kind of two-level scoring game. The problem is once Kawhi came in, it was like now those off-screen possessions are going to Kawhi. Now Kawhi isolations are our go-to half-court scoring. And Powell just kind of diminished. Like even in that playoff series, he just wasn't nearly as effective of a scorer, and he's not a good enough playmaker or defender to kind of justify. Like there were a lot of moments in the regular season and in the playoffs when Kawhi was in the lineup where it was like it makes a lot more sense to have Chris Dunn instead of Norman Powell just because of what he provides on defense and as a passer. So I understand why they would trade Norman Powell. The only question, I guess, and this goes back to what Kevin said, is like you kind of got another version of that with Bradley Beal. But maybe it's like
Clippers lore.
Less of a
Clipper
commitment
core.
than Norman Powell, maybe.
Somewhat, for sure. I don't know. Norman Powell still jumps the highest out of any person ever shooting a jump shot. It's insanely pretty to watch.
Name a better jump shot. Name a better jump shot in the league. He's got one of the best. He's got my favorite personal jump shot. Clay and Curry off the list. Who's got a better jumper?
Dame. Dame is my favorite.
I also think, I'm not gonna lie, like I think the perception has been a little bit skewed on this guy, but I think Terry Rozier's got a pretty jumper too.
Dude, Cam Johnson, I think, has like the textbook jumper.
Cam Johnson, well, he's talked about that extensively on podcasts and stuff, like how he's tweaked his form so much to get it literally like out of a book. Like basketball 101, they would teach Cam Johnson's jump shot form.
Dude, yeah. It's incredibly smooth, so quick, whether it's off the dribble, off the screen. It's just insane.
I can't wait to see him in Denver.
I was just about to say, kind of leading into Denver a little bit more here in Cam Johnson. Is it safe to say that Denver had the best free agency?
I would say, all right, when you say free agency, are you including trades or just signings?
Just restructuring in general, trades, signings.
Restructuring. Okay, I would say they'd be on my short list. I think I'd have them second. I think, they addressed their biggest weakness. Their problem against OKC was, we lack a bunch of good decision makers, and they replaced the worst decision maker in their lineup with a really good decision maker in Cam Johnson. And then also the shooting problem. Like they were leaving Westbrook, Brown, and Gordon open intentionally. Gordon actually had a good shooting series, but Brown and Westbrook just could not drop a rock into the ocean, and they just fell apart offensively. I think you go and get Cam Johnson, one of the best shooters in the league. You go and get Tim Hardaway Jr., one of the best volume shooters in the league. Then you go bring in Bruce Brown back to the team. He's a good secondary ball handler, can do a little bit on defense. And then you get maybe the best backup big behind Jokic in half a decade. Yeah, Nuggets killed it, man. Nuggets really did kill it.
They
Well,
did
who's your
kill it.
number one then? If that's your number two, who's your number one?
Oh, the Rockets, 100% the Rockets. And to
Okay.
me, like I'm so unfathomably high on the Rockets right now. It's like not even funny. They won 52 games without a go-to half-court scoring action, and then they added Kevin Durant. Like it's kind of getting overlooked how good this team is right now. They were a 52 win team who pushed the Warriors, who by the way, the Warriors were like 25-5 going into the playoffs since adding Jimmy. So this was like a team that was performing like the best team. They pushed the Warriors to 7 games with their go-to half-court creator averaging 13 points a game, Jalen Green. Then they go into the offseason. They address their biggest weakness by adding one of the game's best isolation scorers ever, even at this point. Um, Adding more shooting, and then they didn't sacrifice any of what makes them great between the offensive rebounding, the defensive versatility. They can they're built for the playoffs. Like I really think the Rockets are going to be really tough to beat in the playoffs for even like OKC.
Is this the best chance KD has at winning a ring since leaving Golden State?
Easily to me.
I think it
2021's
could be.
weird. 2021 is really weird because of the injuries.
Yeah.
Like
I was gonna say,
but
like,
yeah, I'd say the
toe
Rockets
on the
are right up there
line.
with the 2021 Nets. Like this Rockets team is nasty, dude.
Could be. I'm just scared about leadership when it comes to this team. Now, it might not be necessary in a way because the sake of they got how far they did without like a leader on the team. And then you do add Kevin Durant, like you said, one of the greatest, me personally, I think is like the greatest hooper ever. Strictly hooper. Like you got to understand the term.
Yeah, I got
people
you.
that go crazy over that. But I don't know, man. The moves that Denver made, Jokic finally has a backup big that's not a corpse DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah. Denver
And like they got a cheaper and better Michael Porter Jr. and Cam Johnson,
Yep.
but then they got Michael Porter Jr. back and Tim Hardaway. So it's
Yeah.
like we lost you, but we got you back. But we also have someone that's cheaper and better. So I'm really excited to see that team.
I see the vision. I definitely see the vision. I think the Nuggets and the Rockets. I do think, and I don't know if you guys would agree with me on this. I was doing my power rankings. As things currently stand, those are my top 3 teams in the league. The Thunder, the Rockets, and the Nuggets. I think especially in the West. I don't really know who rivals those 3 in the West. I think when you get to the East, like Cleveland's still up there. Um Dude, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough. Like I do
East is
think
gonna
one
be
thing
interesting.
one thing I will say about the Rockets is the one thing that really sucks about losing Jalen Green is it did feel like he was the only guy on the roster that provided that much needed ability to slash into the defense in the half court, kind of cause those collapses, create downhill pressure. And so I'm kind of like wait and see if Amen Thompson takes the leap that he probably can take next year. The Rockets are kind of a flawless team. Like what if let's assume for a second Amen Thompson takes this big leap as a half court creator, leans into the athleticism, is just this big downhill presence. Let's say he averages 17 points a game. Um,
dang.
what's the flaw with the Rockets roster at that point on either side of the ball?
Probably that they should have locked Amen Thompson in the gym a little longer. It's like, hey, we saw you do 17. You could have got 22. But yeah, step one, lock that dude in the gym. Get some shots up, polish up that offense a little bit. But the way that you're talking about the Rockets, saying like no one's talking about how good this team is, that's kind of how we feel about Dallas.
Yes. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's how we
Yes.
feel about Dallas.
Yes.
Dallas is so
Finally.
good. They're
Finally.
so good.
They're so good. That's how we've been talking about Dallas. So it's kind of funny to say, like, man, Texas is cooking. Texas has always been
Bro.
football, but it's about to be a hoop state
Texas is hooping. Texas
You guys
is
don't
hooping.
understand, bro. Our GMLB's #1 fan. I had like an hour and a half long conversation with this dude about why the Mavericks are good. And dude, yeah, I just couldn't get through to him. I'm like, bro, they really are there.
But
I
yeah,
don't understand. DraftKings only has them projected to win like 40 games or something.
That's
I think
it.
they're going to
that's
exceed
that's
that
bizarre.
I
easily.
would assume
Yeah,
that's injuries. That's got to be just like straight up. We don't think AD is gonna be because Kyrie doesn't come back till February or March, right?
I think it's
something like
January,
that.
February. Yeah.
I think
January.
that's
But
what they're
also
hoping
then you
for.
go and get D'Angelo Russell, who can be your starting point guard until then. Like D'Lo is a perfectly fine starting point guard for a regular season team. Already has chemistry with AD. Will have good chemistry with Gafford. He can initiate actions for Klay Thompson, who is obviously flawed at this point, but still just a crazy shooter. Um, to Dallas, I think the scariest thing people don't realize with Dallas is like their defensive front court is pushing like GOAT status. If Cooper Flag is who everyone thinks he is, Flag, AD, PJ Washington, Gafford, and Lively is like the craziest top 5 defensive front court I've ever seen. And then
That's
you
such a
also have
good pick.
Kyrie, Clay, D'Lo. Dude, yeah, Dallas is like if Dallas is fully healthy and Kyrie and AD are both at their like last previous peak form, they're a lot closer to a championship than I think a lot of people are willing to accept just because of how everything played out with Luca.
Yeah, I made a reel about the Mavs, and the top comment was, "Are you high?" Because I projected them to be like the fifth seed or something. I was
That's
like,
no,
"Nah,
that's the
bro."
hill I'm willing to die on is the Dallas
That's
stuff. Dallas is
saying
they're really good.
saying they're a fifth seed is not crazy at all. I could see them getting fourth. It's just, dude, when's Kyrie coming back? It doesn't seem like anyone knows. And it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary because he's in the little later years of his career. He's had a couple of these injuries in the past. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's something I'm incredibly scared of. I was like, I do really want this team to be good because they are really good, but we just don't need another situation where a Mavericks game would come on in April and you'd be like, what's left of the Mavericks for me to watch today? Because there's
Yeah.
really nothing else
Yes,
on TV. We
Kessler
can't have that.
Edwards, my favorite player.
That's like Jaden Hardy too. Can't forget about him.
Ooh. Hey, but what about Max Christie? Like Max Christie taking that little mid-range leap when he got to the
Bro.
Mavs. Shut up, dude. I like the Mavs roster a lot. Dude. Like the only question for me is even if they're fully healthy, how much actual half-court shot creation is there if Flag isn't ready to step up immediately? Because we've seen like an over-reliance on Kyrie to be your number one creator is kind of like he's just limited at this point because of the physical weaknesses. Not going to generate much rim pressure. Not a great playmaker, but yeah, between the defensive versatility, the rebounding size, athleticism, they really kind of check all the boxes that you want deep in the playoffs. So Dallas to me is a team that I've been really high on.
Yeah. To answer your question, we know D'Lo won't be scared to shoot, so I don't think there's an issue there. He'll create some offense. It might
No.
not be great, but the shots will go up.
Hey, his impact will be felt.
Exactly. He will impact the game. It's like kind of like Russell Westbrook. Like we're gonna put you in. We cannot guess. We cannot predict what's gonna happen when you're in there, but the game will be felt.
Totally fair. Totally fair. Can I throw another team out there that I think had a quietly like killer offseason that I'm really high on moving forward?
Go ahead.
Detroit, man. They won 44 games. They had a top 10 defense, I believe, maybe number 11, like a top 10-ish defense, about an average offense. Really competitive in that Knicks series. Kind of slept on that they were really close to winning a few of those games. And then they go in, they lose Dennis Schroeder, but they replace him, in my opinion, with a better secondary ball handler, kind of bench creator in Karis LeVert. I do think Karis LeVert is a really underrated shot creator. They're just we're too many ball handlers in Cleveland for him to really be maximized between Garland, Mitchell, and Jerome. LeVert as like your fourth guy, just not getting enough reps. Goes into Atlanta, immediately just a really good backup point guard, and then someone who could play off of Trey and create. I think LeVert as a secondary ball handler with the bench unit and then off of Cade, really valuable piece. And then Duncan Robinson, such a nice addition because he's an all-time great movement shooter, really good decision maker who knows how to unlock motion within the offense between the handoff game, the off-screen stuff. And I think the way he elevated Bam in those two-man actions is the same thing we'll see between him and Jalen Duren. And Jalen Duren's a guy who I'm super excited for in this upcoming season. But like even just looking at the roster they already have, Cade's primed to just keep improving. He's so young, he's so good. Jaden Ivey started to break out before his injury, like was looking like a legitimately close to 20 point per game scorer who could knock down threes, which is scary. Asar Thompson has an opportunity to improve, and he's already one of the best defenders in the league. Ron Holland looked amazing in summer league, and he's going to continue growing. Like Detroit, I think is a team like I'm buying stock in Detroit for sure moving forward.
So what's your opinion on Malik Beasley right now, though?
I don't have one. Can I take a denial on this one? Can I just
Oh yeah, like the
yeah, the denial. I'm gonna use my denial on Malik Beasley.
on the Malik Beasley question. Yeah,
Yes.
you get one a podcast, one denial to a question.
So
Oh, that's
what do you
funny.
think is like
There we
looking
go.
forward for because the East we said is like wide open. Where can you see Detroit finishing?
I I will say like depending on what because here's the thing. I think Ivy, Asar, and Duran, all three are close to being on the verge of taking a leap. Like I would bet on one of those guys taking a leap this season. And obviously the leap looks completely different for each of those guys. But if one of them, and this is obviously maybe a little bit far-fetched, but if one of them is an all-star caliber player, I don't see why they couldn't be a threat to make the finals. And that might be steamy, but between like the depth, the amount of shot creators they now have, the lineups they can go to for shooting or defense, the size, kind of like just the whole, what's the word I'm looking for? You know, like they're they have that vibe of like the Bad Boys Pistons and the Ben Wallace Pistons. Like they're just gonna rough you up. They're just kind of intimidating. Maybe intimidating is the right word.
Yeah.
Um, I do think they're a team that like could have a similar run to what the Pacers just did, where they're the 4 seed, they win 50 games, but then they have another gear in the playoffs. And it would look completely different from what the Pacers did, but just the same line of thinking where they just hit another gear. Um, I'd say I'd bet like if there's no leap and just kind of looking at where they are right now, I'd say conference finals. Conference finals kind of seems fair.
Yeah. What about the Magic though?
The Magic, the Magic are weird. I think the Magic addressed their. They had two really bad weaknesses. It was the fact that they were the slowest offense in the NBA and that they were the worst 3-point shooting team in 10 years. And then they added Desmond Bane, who is an elite shooter that's been top 10 in transition scoring in the last 5 seasons. So I think immediate upgrade, they immediately get better. And healthy Paolo looked really good last season. He averaged 29 points and 5 assists on 58% true shooting to close the season. Orlando to me is a team that they're always going to be a top 5 defense. The question is, will the offense ever catch up? I don't know. I think it needs to be a big leap from Paolo or Franz this season to really get to that next level. I would take Detroit over Orlando in this upcoming season, but same kind of tier, I think.
Dude, if there's a year Detroit or Orlando can do it, it's this year. The East is a little open, man. Pacers
It
being
is.
hurt, Boston being hurt, Cleveland's still there, but Donovan Mitchell effect proves itself every year. People think I'm crazy for that, but
I'm still high on Cleveland. I think I the injuries, man, the injuries really like I hate
Yeah.
to use that as a crutch, but like they really
It's
were
fair.
they were banged up in that Indiana series. And I do wish like I do think if those two teams were fully healthy, that would have been the best series of the playoffs. In my opinion, like the offensive firepower between those two teams and the coaching, I think that would have been an awesome series. And Donovan Mitchell, I do see where you're going. Like, I do think kind of where you were going with that is like he goes into hero mode and kind of gets this tunnel vision and will just start taking like 32 shots a game. And it's like, I do think in years past that's kind of been a fault, but I do think in that Indiana series specifically with Garland being hurt, with Ty Jerome kind of just falling apart. The thing I will say with Cleveland though is like, Mobley is dangerously good at his age and like could be scarily good in like a year or two to the point where I wouldn't be surprised if he's in MVP talks next year.
That's Did you see that video? Is that why you're saying that?
I did see that video. That was not where I was
Okay.
going with that, but I did see that when someone they asked him if he should win if he could win MVP in 2027.
That's funny.
Dang, these are the same cats who, when I said he would be an all-star last season, told me I was crazy and stupid. Yeah, I'm looking at you two, Kevin and
Mobley's
Vic.
freaking good, man. Mobley's good.
He's really good, but I thought last year might have been just a little too early for him to crack the All-Star game. I was like, there's some people above him, but hey, he made it, and he will be insane in a couple of years for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also on the Cavs point, before we move on, I had like written down as like one of my really underrated signings was Larry Nance Jr. He was hurt most of
good
last
point.
year, and he's a really versatile defender who has some utility in offense. And I really like the direction they're going in because last year what we saw from the Cavs is They had a few like really big regular season games against Boston and OKC. And in those games, we saw a trend where in fourth quarters, Jarrett Allen was essentially not a part of the rotation because they wanted to get switch heavy on defense. There was one game specifically against Boston where they stormed back. It was the game where they went down like 25-3 or whatever it was. And Jarrett Allen barely played in the second half, and they leaned into this like Mobley at the 5. We're gonna switch everything and bottle up Boston's offense, and it worked beautifully. I thought that's what we were going to see in the playoffs. But now you bring in Larry Nash Jr., and he's another big who can switch across the board. So I do think the prospect of these lineups where you go Larry Nance Jr., Dean Wade, and Mobley, let's switch everything. Cleveland excites me, and then of course if you get healthy Lonzo, that's I mean big if, big if, but if you get healthy Lonzo, Cavs are a really nice defensive roster.
Well, he just left the Bulls, so. We talked about it earlier.
Yeah, breakout season.
So he's about to be fully healthy, 60% from 3.
UCLA Lonzo is going to be
everything LeVar said was going to happen. But dude, Cleveland winning a championship without LeBron, who would have thunk it, man? I never thought they would have got back to this
that. Would
point.
be a story, man.
That'd be sick.
Yeah, I remember that Boston game like it was yesterday. And with that being said, I feel like it's a good point to move on because I don't want to sit and dwell on that. I want to remove that from my head. So let's move in to NBA Guess Who. How this is going to work, feel free to play at home if you've made it this far into the podcast. Myself, Victor, and Kevin each have brought a player from all time, an NBA all-time player. These are players of all time. The rest of the group. So let's say I start. I have my player. The rest of the group, that being Tyler, Kevin, and Vic, will try to guess who my player is in 10 questions. They'll go one by one. They can discuss what they're going to ask, but once the question's asked, that's a burn. That's a question. To figure out who the player is, all questions will be yes or no questions. So, yes, no, or both. I'm adding both as an answer because if you ask me what conference they played in and they've played in both, I have to say both. But I guess that you get what I'm saying, bro. You get what I'm saying.
I'm seeing the goal here is specific questions. You got to ask like what conference was this player in when they were at their best, or like when they averaged their most points per game. You got to be specific. I do think strategy wise, you got to narrow down an era before you do anything. Because if it's all time, like you can't start. You have to start with can I get a time range going? So that's definitely like, yeah, this is gonna be tough. 10 questions. We might need 20 questions.
We'll do all right. We'll play it by ear. Who wants to give their player first?
I can go.
All right.
Vic's
player. Is it Derrick Rose? Is it Curry? Is it Michael Jordan? The 3 players behind him. Yes. Okay, Vic. So we'll go Tyler. We'll ask the first question, then Kevin, then I'll go. That'll be our order for our 10 questions.
All right.
So Tyler, go ahead and kick us off. This is round 1.
All right. I'm going to get specific. Like I said, would you associate this player's prime with the 21st century?
Holy crap.
That's a crazy.
Quite specific, but it's good.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Okay. So we got it down to 25 years. There we go.
Okay. 21st century prime.
I felt like that was very, very specific.
So it is Derrick Rose.
So it's my turn now?
Yeah.
All right. Mine's not going to be as specific, but it can eliminate a lot of people or not do much at all. Is your player in the Bleacher Report top 100 list that we had just discussed?
No.
Oh, that actually was a good one. That was a good question.
100 names eliminated right there.
Dang, bro. Dude, you guys put a lot of pressure on my question. I was gonna ask, like, is he a guard? like, that sounds so stupid following those up. I'm gonna do it anyway. All right, is he a front court, small forward, power forward, center, or back court player? Point guard, shooting guard. Front court.
Front court player. Prime associated with the 21st century. Was this player in the Eastern or did he have his best seasons in the Eastern Conference?
No.
Okay, we got a Western Conference front court player.
So he's in the West.
Does this player have more than 2 rings?
No.
Mm.
That could mean they have 2 rings though.
Mm.
Is it 2 or more? Would Vic do that to us?
Well, he can't change his answer now because if he
Yeah.
says okay, fine, it's 2 or more, then we know it's exactly 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Less than. Oh wait, no.
less than 3 rings.
Less
less
than
than
3 rings. Dude, that's so many. Okay. Um.
We need to get an era down. We don't even know if this player is like
Yeah.
active. We need to get like we need to figure out when this guy played.
Is this an active player?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, he's active.
Active front court player. Okay, an active front court player with less than 3 rings.
He said, okay, so we
Okay,
asked.
has this
Go ahead.
player because I know we could get random, but I kind of want to narrow down like the quality of player we're talking about. Has this player ever averaged more than 22 points a game in a season?
No.
Okay.
That was question 7. So Kevin, your question 8.
So we might be talking about a role player. We could be talking about a defensive
Yeah.
specialist.
Was this player ever an all-star?
No.
Ooh,
Okay.
got a role
Okay.
player.
I feel like.
I kind of want. Do we go for an age?
Do we just ask if it's Jamal Murray?
Well, if it's a front court player, I would say
I
no.
don't know.
Oh, yeah. I forgot it was a front. Yeah, my fault. My fault, fellas. Hey,
say
my fault,
maybe
fellas. I looked at everything except.
Hey, but Aaron
it's-
Gordon fits the criteria, doesn't he? Yeah, Aaron Gordon.
I feel like it's like one of those players who's like one of the greatest non-all-stars ever. Like that's what I feel like Victor went with here.
Like Aaron Gordon. So
Who are some of the active players that should have been all-stars but weren't? Like,
Aaron Gordon's up there. That's the only guy I can even think of. Who else? Chet Holmgren. Chet's alive and well. Zubats is alive and well. I'm thinking of like people who could have been all stars last year, but like not necessarily got snubbed, but didn't make the team. But also like, bro, it could be any, bro. It could be Walker Kessler, bro. Like, it could be
Yeah,
anyone, dude.
It could be so many people.
okay,
We did
here
not do
go.
a
But
good
it
job.
is known names though. We do know.
Zach
go.
Edey, bro. Could it be Zach Edey?
Okay.
You're a part of the Demon Edie fan club, though.
Demon Edey. That's what I'm saying, dude.
I'll take suggestions for questions here, fellas.
I feel like we have to narrow down an age. Like that's the only way because we don't know if we're talking
Okay.
about a rookie or a veteran.
Should I do like over 30? Yes or no?
That's
Do you
what I
think
was
that's-
thinking.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Is
thinking
this
something like
player over 30?
He is under 30.
Under
Under
30.
30.
And this is the last. I have the last question here.
Yeah. So you got one question and then we guess.
I feel like I gotta go for a snipe. Like I gotta get like crazy specific, dude. Like
So it's a young.
okay. Should I ask if the players won a championship? Because then that really narrows it down. Like I feel like that's got to be where we go with that. Like
Yeah. I
because
feel
then,
like if
then it's like the Nuggets, the Thunder.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Send
All
that.
right.
send
Has
that.
this player won
Yeah.
a championship?
No.
Oh God.
It's got to be Zubats, bro. It's got to be
Dang.
Zubats, bro. It's got to be
gotta be.
Zubats, bro. 21st century prime. He's not a top 100. He's a front court player. Prime was in the West. Under 3 rings. Active. Under 22 points. Not an all-star ever. Under 30, yeah. And then no to a championship.
I'm gonna guess Zach Edey for my guy. I'm going Zach Edey. Was it Zach Edey, Vic?
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Well, I thought we all get a guess.
Oh,
I didn't know it was one. I didn't know it was one. I thought we all get one guess. I didn't know it was a group guess.
I mean, I didn't specify. Which one do you want to do? Should we do group guess or each individual? Doesn't matter.
I feel like we need to be firing because we're nowhere close. Like we
Okay,
yeah,
all right,
I
I'll
was
go.
gonna give you all an individual.
Okay, I'll go Zubats.
I'll go Zach
Ty-
Edey.
Tyler wins Zach Edey. Kevin, what's your verdict?
Dude, I gotta go with my
Donovan
boy.
Clingan.
I don't even know if it's gonna make sense with everything you went through. Big Val.
So the closest person was Tyler. It was Yves Missy.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. What a pull.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Damn, I didn't
Dang.
even think about him.
Let's just rerun the same questions for everybody.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
All right. We're 0 for 1. Damn it.
0 for 1.
0
Okay.
for 1.
All right. I'll go next. I will go next. I'm kind of nervous though, because this player I actually don't know too much about. So
We're gonna be Googling. We're gonna be Googling each question.
I don't know if I should do this player, but whatever. I'm gonna send it anyway. Go
Rick
ahead.
Fox.
All right, let me repick. All right. Go ahead. Whoever wants to start. Let's go this time let's go Kevin, Victor, Tyler.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Did your guy play after the 2000s?
Yes.
Is this an active player?
Someone should probably write these down too if someone isn't.
Got him. Got him
Is
right
this
here.
an active player? No, this is not an active player.
So here's what's interesting. You said, did this player play after 2000, which means it could have been 90s into the 2000s across the threshold there. Was this player ever an all-star?
No.
Okay. We got a non-all-star, non-active player. We're cooked. We're
Oh,
cooked.
It's a name you know. It's a name you know.
It really might be Rick Fox. Is it my turn to guess?
Yep.
Champion or no?
That's actually a really good question. I think no.
I think no. I
my
think no. We're so cooked.
Dude, I know it's when I'm the one with the player and I don't even know. No, he did not win a championship.
No chips. But
No
you thought he
chip.
might have. So think about good teams that were like he might have played on some teams that won some chips.
So it's probably not a Celtic because he would have knew that.
He would know immediately.
Yeah.
True.
Did this player play majority of his career in the West?
I knew this was a bad player to pick, bro.
Half and half.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is half and half. Yeah.
Oh man.
I would say it's literally split by like plus or minus 2 seasons. It's split.
Okay.
That was what, question 5?
Yeah, we're definitely cooked. Let me think.
Yeah,
So
dude,
it's a
I might have made this
non-active
too hard.
player played after two. I mean, if we had 20 questions, we could definitely narrow this down. Let me think. I might have to go for a crazy snipe here. This is who did this player ever play on the same team as an MVP during their prime?
Give
I
him a
have to
few
snipe,
minutes.
bro. We're not close at all.
Did this player play
Alongside an MVP during the MVP's prime? On any of those teams, are there any like did he play on the Heat with LeBron or the Suns with Steve Nash? Talk to me.
I would say no. Never. Never.
Yeah, GG's. GG's, dude.
Dude, I might have made this too hard, bro. I
You don't
might
have
have
to,
tweaked.
we might have to go to 20, bro. We might have to-
Dude, I might have tweaked on this. I'm not gonna lie. You guys might need 15 for this. I might have to make an exception.
I don't even know where to go from there. Did this player ever win like an award?
Yes.
Okay. You won an award. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere.
He won the Hustle Award.
We're getting somewhere. He won the community award.
If you guys play your cards right, you could really probably figure this out based on that.
Ooh, should we try and get the award?
That's what I was thinking.
Like, is it like Marcus Camby? Is that where we're going with this?
Dude, is it
Has it-
Robert Ory?
Nah, he's got 7 championships.
Oh
Is this-
yeah, jeez.
Has this player ever became a coach after he retired?
Mm,
That's such a good question.
like
That is-
head coach or assistant or just
Either.
any?
That's a
Ooh.
really good question.
I could like see it, but let me fact check.
It's Jared
because-
Dudley, dude. it's Jared Dudley. What
I
award
would
did he
hate you
win?
for that.
He might be like on a bench, honestly. He... In the NBA, no.
In the NBA, no.
Oh,
Not
There's
in the
your
NBA.
there's your answer.
Ooh.
Answer with a little something at the end.
So we got a college coach or a high school coach or a middle school coach. Pups coach.
Yeah, pups coach.
Dude, this is brutal. Did this player did this player hmm. I want to ask about the award. I want to get more specific on the award,
hmm
but like I don't know where to go with that. Like, did this player win one of the major awards that was given out at the award show, like back when they had it? So I think that was MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year. I don't think they had most. Was it most improved? Most improved?
yes, he did. He
He
won a
did win
major
one.
award.
Okay, I think it's a depoy. I
that's what I'm feeling too.
Let's say, does the 6-man count as major?
Yes.
wait. I think I might know who it is. Could it be? No, no, he wasn't a champion. I was thinking it might have been Tyson Chandler because he was split between the East and the West for pretty much his entire career. But he won a chip.
What question was that? What number are we on?
That was
Not
that
Kevin's.
was 9. Oh, that was
All right, we'll go to 12 for this one because I think you guys could get it. I really do. You guys have left out some pretty like some first round questions that really narrowed the field.
Really?
Oh, we don't even have a position yet.
Oh
Exactly.
my gosh.
Yeah. That's what
Yeah,
I
what
was going to
else?
say. I was like, you guys don't even know what position this guy is. You
Front or
guys are
back?
playing with all 5 slots. So this is
Yeah,
question
runner.
10 and we're going to 12.
Runner back, runner back. What are you asking the position, Kevin?
Yeah, I was going to say front or back.
I don't like
Fourth.
the way you pose that.
Runner back.
Yeah. Oh, front quarterback. Okay, now I understand. Sorry, that took me a second. He is backcourt player. I
A
don't know why it took
backcourt
me a second.
a backcourt player. It couldn't have been a defensive player of the year then, unless it was. Not yet. Couldn't. Did we already ask if he was an all-star or not?
Yeah, he wasn't.
He
Not an
wasn't an
all-star.
all-star. Oh man, this can't be it can't be a defensive player of the year then,
I'm
because
thinking
the only
six
guard
man.
the only guards within that time frame were Marcus Smart, who played most of his career in the East, and Gary Payton, who was an all-star.
Y'all got 2 more questions and then guesses. Make
This
them
is,
count.
we should keep it 12 because that gives everyone 4
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah,
That's
that's
12,
probably
12 is a
smart.
good number. Let's
Yeah.
run it back, Victor. Let's go back.
Should I try to guess the award?
You could. You got like 6-man of the year too. It could be a 6-man.
That's the one that my
Jamal
gut's going,
Crawford.
man.
Hey, Jamal Crawford is doable
That's
here.
literally what my guess was.
Bulls, Knicks, and Clippers. Like he really was split East and West.
I kid you not, that I literally have his basketball reference pulled up right now.
Yeah, Jamal Crawford fits
Dude.
the criteria to be selected. So does Lou Will? Does Lou Will too?
I was thinking Lou Will as well. That's
I
another.
feel like it's a 6-man.
Is it a 6-man of the year award?
Yes.
Okay. Hang on.
It could
Hang
be
on.
either.
Does this player have multiple 6-man of the year awards?
Yes.
Okay, so look, we got 3 guesses. We know Jamal Crawford and Lou Will are 2 of the guesses.
All right, knowing Miles though, I think it would be Lou Will.
Who else has won multiple 6-man of the year? There's got to be. Those can't be the only 2, right?
Wait.
Mm,
Wait. Wait.
Wait a minute.
what?
Hey, bro. I think I capped. No, it wasn't a 6-man of the year. It wasn't.
Oh man, so we just
Basketball reference.
Dude.
Basketball reference lists it.
Oh, it's like he finished like 4th one year or something. Yeah. Oh man, we're cooked.
Okay. I'll
That's
let me make up.
crazy.
Let me make up for that by giving you a hint. Okay? Fair?
Okay.
Let me make up for that by giving you a hint. The hint is his prime was the mid 2000s. That's your hint.
His prime was the mid 2000s, but never an all-star. Never a champion.
never a 6-man.
Never a sixth man, but was a sixth man who finished highly,
Yes. Very highly, but didn't win it.
like a second or third place sixth man of the year finisher. Split
Dude,
between the East and the West.
I think I made it too hard, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I think I cooked
I
y'all.
think you did.
I think I cooked y'all and sauteed myself on the side on that one.
This is. All right, yeah, I don't even know where to start. Like in terms of what to guess. Like,
Yeah, I have no clue. I was gonna say I'll
It'd
take
be
some
like-
suggestions for questions to ask.
yeah. No, we're
You
out
guys
of
have
questions.
one more, right? You
We're
guys got
out.
one
We're out
more.
of questions. We're done.
No, yeah, we are done.
We're out of questions.
All right. Then I'll give one more hint.
Give me
I'm
another
making
hint. Let's do it.
exceptions. I'll give one more hint before your final guesses, okay?
Let's do it.
He's pretty ugly and he's pretty slow. That's
What
your
could it be?
final guess. That's your final hint.
No way, it's Sam Cassell.
That's
Can't
not-
be.
Actually, not
He's-
that good.
He's a champion though. He's a champion with the Celtics.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
point.
Dang it.
Dude, pretty ugly and pretty slow. Who's pretty ugly and pretty? That's a crazy way of describing someone.
I remember one time we were talking about someone who was ugly, but I can't remember, or maybe their nickname was Big Ugly, wasn't it? On the podcast, or the Big Handsome. That's what I was thinking. So never mind. It's
Who's the big handsome?
Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller.
Cody Zeller.
So never mind. It's not him. My guess. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna throw a guess out there. My guess is Andre Kerlink.
Pretty slow and pretty ugly. Is this like a? Well, no, it's a backcourt player, so it can't be Karolinko. It's a backcourt player. It's a backcourt player who's slow. How many of those are there?
There's one.
A slow backcourt player?
Is it like Andre Miller?
Yes,
Oh,
it was Andre
nice.
Miller.
No
It was
way.
Andre Miller.
Good pull. Let's
Bro.
go.
That's crazy.
My mind jumped to Adam Morrison before that.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I-
Love the Adam
That was
Morrison
on
shout.
me, fellas. I picked a. I didn't do you guys any favors.
No,
I'll
that's
say
not.
that.
No, there's definitely a few questions we could have asked to get closer to Andre Miller, like assists per game wise, because he averaged like 10 assists per game some years, or close to that.
Yeah, I kind of. Well, yeah, I messed up on the sixth man of the year. So yeah, I didn't do you guys any favors on that. That one's on
Nah,
me.
it's all
So
good. Andre Miller's a good play. That's a good like pick though. I think Andre Miller.
That
And
is a pretty
honestly,
good
like
pick.
I'm kind of
forgot about
surprised
him.
that he was never an All Star.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had some years where he was pretty close.
all right, so we got one player.
And we have one left.
All right,
One left.
we're getting this one. Like consensus, all three.
Easily,
of us are
not. It's
getting
not even
this
gonna take
one.
us 10 questions.
Can I start with the first question?
Yes.
Go ahead. I'll go last.
Okay. Is this an active player?
Nope.
Okay.
Was this player's prime before 2000?
Yes.
Okay, we got an oldie. Got an oldie.
Okay. Did this player's prime take place in the West?
Yes.
Why do I feel like it's James Worthy, bro? I gotta really.
That'd be sickening to do.
Is this a front court player?
It's not a front court player.
It's a backcourt player.
Okay.
Does this player have 2 or more championships?
No.
So under 2 championships.
He's either a one-time champ or a 0-time.
Is that mine then? This is
Yeah.
question 6. Oh man.
We're going quick. This is scary.
Yeah, this might be an easy reel to edit. Better than mine. I think my round is uneditable, truthfully. All right. Not active before 2000. His prime was in the West, point guard or shooting guard, under 2 championships. Is it worth guessing like a division? Is that worth
I think
it?
so. I think so, yeah.
I'll have
Where do
to
you think
Google
I
it.
should go? What's the Lakers division, bro? I'm
The
still bad
Lakers
with
is the
division.
Pacific. That's got Lakers, Clippers, Suns, Kings, and Warriors.
It's got to be in there. It's got to be in there. Is this player in the Pacific division during his prime? I think would be, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
His might get it.
Okay. Hmm.
I
We don't
feel
have
like
an
it's a
we don't have an exact era yet. We just have before the 2000s.
Okay, I'm trying to think of a question.
We haven't
we
asked if
could do like
if he's an all-star or anything yet.
Oh yeah,
We
yeah.
don't we don't know the caliber.
Was he ever an all-star?
He was.
Okay. An all-star guard whose prime was in the Pacific Division before 2000. Hmm. I'm trying to think like
or 2000.
yeah, I feel like it's got to be a Laker because like there weren't many notable unless like World Be Free, but that'd be disgusting.
Was Mike Bibby ever an all-star?
No,
I
I
don't
don't
even
think
think he
so.
was. I don't think the timeline matches up
And
on that
he
either.
peaked in the 2000s, like
Yeah.
early 2000s. Um,
What
could be
about
a Kings play.
like
It could be a Kings player. It could be like Mitch Richmond.
That's what I was thinking.
what about like Barkley?
How many more questions you
Barkley.
guys have
That's
left?
front court player. We've
Oh,
got
I forgot we're guards. My bad.
this is question 6, right? Or no, this is question.
This would be 8.
Tyler, you had the
Oh,
last question, right?
it's 9. It's 9. Oh wait, no, it is 8. You're right. It is 8.
No, we got 12. Remember, because
Yeah, we got to do
yeah,
12 so we go all
Okay.
even. But this is 8. This is 8 right here. Um, should we try and narrow down a team, or do we narrow down an era? Like all we have right now is before 2000. How far would he go back? How nasty would he get with this?
I think if we narrowed down a team, it would be easier because then you would be able to remember the all-stars from that team.
That's a good
Well,
one. That's a good one. But like, okay, so I'm thinking, let's think of like the most likely teams. The Lakers is obviously the most likely team. They've had the most all-stars.
I'm trying to think like, is there anything we could ask about the name of the team? Like,
I don't,
does the
yeah,
team
yeah,
name
that'll
not
get,
have an not
yeah,
have
but
like an O in it?
it'll get a
Then
couple, it'll get a couple.
Yeah.
So if you do, it
Oh.
has an L in it, you'll get Lakers and Clippers.
Okay. Yeah,
If you
yeah,
have,
that's a good one. I say you just send that, honestly.
and that, all right, does the team name have an L in it?
I don't really know how to answer this question though. Like, are you
Just
saying
the
like
team
where?
name.
But like,
Okay, no,
just one of the team
no.
names.
He's answering it without answering it because I think what he's getting at, and I could just be reading too far into this situation. The Clippers were not called the Clippers back then. They were
Yeah,
called the
you're
Braves.
reading a little too far.
Okay.
So yeah, there's more than one team he played for. Are you asking for like any
In
of
his
the
prime,
teams?
like at his best, at his best.
As best? Yeah. Answer
All right,
that
Lakers or
question is yes, then.
Clippers. Lakers or Clippers. But also remember, not a more than one time champion, so it couldn't have been Magic Johnson era.
Yeah.
Jerry West is playable here.
It's
The
true.
logo of our beautiful league. Is a
Kevin does have a soft spot for Nick Van Exel.
Was he an all-star though? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Or actually, no, I think he might have been a 98.
Kevin does he does mention Nick Van Exel a lot on the podcast.
Does he?
That would be insane if it was.
Hey, Van Exel was a one-time all-star in 98. It could be. I don't know. I don't know if it's Van Exel though. I don't know.
How many chips does he have?
0. He has 0 chips. But also
Oh.
like his highest scoring seasons came after 2000, but like he's more associated with the late 90s. So it's kind of a gray area.
Yeah, I doubt it's Van Exel.
It could be Van Exel though. Like that's easily playable.
You guys do have more questions.
We have 2 more. We have 2 more.
Van Exel.
We have 3 more. We have 3 more questions.
So it's my turn.
Oh,
Is it my turn?
No, it's Miles' turn, right?
You said 3 more. I started it, so then it would end on Miles.
okay.
Oh, then we have 4 more. Then we have 4 more.
Wasn't Miles the one that asked if there was an L in the name?
That was me.
Oh, okay.
So we have 4 more. Then Miles has 2 left.
Okay.
Mike, sorry.
Yeah, I go by either on the podcast. Outside of the podcast, I go by Big Smoke.
Ooh, I like that.
Or Rula with the Tula if you're feeling
Ooh.
lucky. But all right. Let me get back on track here. I will take suggestions for questions here. I'm more of a ponderer than the question asker in this. I'm trying to think like
So we have Lakers or Clippers. Do we try and nail down the exact like stretch of years?
Could we just like go through like who on the Clippers as a guard had like a relevant prime before
World Be
2000?
Free. That's literally the only one I could think of.
Yeah, that's kind of it. Like
And I like, would he do that? Would he go to World Be
I
Free?
don't I
I don't
don't
think so.
you see on one hand I'm like Kevin would never pick World Be Free, but on the other hand like I could totally see Kevin picking World Be Free. Like it's just kind of depends on the day.
What
I
the
don't know.
contradiction you have then? You could pick him where you can't pick him.
Okay. I say we just go. I think we don't waste a question, but we safely assume it's a Laker.
Okay, got you.
So who's like 70 Lakers? You think
Wait.
like Jamal Wilkes would like fit into that? Or
He's a
like
forward. Forward. The only guards for the Lakers are Jerry West, Gail Goodrich, Magic, but it can't be Magic. Basically, just Jerry West and Gail Goodrich from the 70s, 60s era. Dick Barnett. Can't be
Byron
him.
Scott obviously has more.
Yeah, he has more
championships.
chips. More chips. And then Nick Van Exel is like very easily in play here. I cannot lie, dude.
Okay, so here's the thing. Dick Barnett, Jerry West, and Nick Van Exel all have E's in their name.
Mm.
So does World Be Free, I guess. That would only rule out one player.
Would there be who else was there anyone like in between Magic and Van Exel, like in the mid 90s? Like Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones was an
It's
all-star for
not-
the Lakers.
Not what Kevin would pick, though. Like, not someone Kevin would pick, I feel like.
Clearly, we don't know what he'd pick at this point.
Dude, I think it's Nick Van Exel for some reason. I don't know
That's what I
why.
think,
Okay. Do we know like what numbers these guys were? We could probably narrow it with like
I
numbers.
mean, Jerry
jersey
West.
numbers.
Jerry West 44.
Okay, 44 for West. What was Nick Van Exel's Lakers number?
I'll look up Gail Goodrich.
I think
He would not. I'm not
Exel-
even looking. He would not pick Gail Goodrich, bro. Gail Goodrich is out of the question, dude. If he picked Gail Goodrich,
Okay.
we deserve to lose.
Nick Van Exel was 9.
And
Uh,
the other guys that we came up with, World Be Free.
dude, is it Nick? Okay, do I just ask if it's Nick Van Exel? Like,
Yeah, you
okay,
can.
did this player, or should I split it? Did this player play?
In the 90s, maybe? Just get a 90s
I was
player?
gonna say like before. Did this player get drafted before 1980?
No.
So
How many
it's
more you got left?
We got
we
two
have-
questions. Three. No, we have
no, we
three.
have 3.
Three questions.
So-
We should be able to easily narrow this down, man.
So
Man, you guys said 3
drafted-
left 10 minutes ago.
We
What's
drafted
going on here?
drafted
This
after
is-
1980.
we have 7 more questions.
Yeah, plus 2 hints if we're going by my round.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not. We can rule out Jerry West. We can rule out.
World Be Free.
World Be Free. Gail
We
Goodrich.
could rule out Goodrich and Barnett. It's got to be Nick Van Exel.
Who else could it be?
I'm gonna just say it. Is this
That's
Nick
your
Van
question,
Exel?
though. Yeah.
That's it.
But
I'm saying, like, was there another guess or
Oh, yeah, that's
like that
so
was
it's
the answer?
Yeah,
That's his
Consensus?
question. That's his question.
that's my question.
Oh, that's your question. All right. Final answer. It was Nick Van Exel.
There we
Oh,
go.
let's
There we
go. Dude, what round did I call that? I feel like I
Yeah,
called
you called that
really
early. You were like, he talks about Nick Van Exel a lot, and we were just
Oh,
getting
yeah.
started.
I don't know.
I
For
think
20 minutes, y'all had 3 questions left, so
Hey,
it
that's
could have
true.
been round 1.
We were really tripping on
No, I'm
World
just
Be
kidding.
Free, bro. We were tripping on Dick Barnett and World Be
I was gonna
Free.
say, yeah,
Gail Goodrich.
Gail Goodrich would have been a
Goodrich.
crazy pick.
I didn't know the extent of what we were like. This dude had Andre Miller, so I don't know. You never know what we might get into.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true. That
Eve
is true.
Meesey, bro. Eve Meesey might have been the craziest pull of the day, dude.
Yeah, that was nuts. That was nuts. To be fair, we talk about Eve Missy a lot. Like he always comes up on this pod for some reason.
He does find his way in here.
So
in
does
our
Nick Van
guessing
Exel,
games,
apparently.
like our guessing games, we always like go to Eve Missy first when we see the center stats. We're like, is it Eve Missy? I don't know why that happens, but it does. All right, we'll wrap it up here. GMLB family, thanks for sticking around. If you made it to the end, leave a comment. We appreciate you all being here. Let's say 50 likes for Hoop Venue Part 3 next August 5th. keep it a yearly tradition. Oh man, Tyler, we thank you for being here. I'll let you say your closing words before I wrap us up here.
Dude, I've got nothing to say. I just appreciate you guys having me, man. That's all it is. This was fun. Can't wait for August 5th, 2026.
All love. GMLB family, if you want to view the full podcast, we're available on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. If you want to view the short form content, we're on Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. With that being said, I think we're out of here. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.